Howie, let's look at some individuals coming up tonight. We've got Mark Howe playing, and of course the hard-working Andre Lacroix.
Well, Howe was Rookie of the Year in the World Hockey Association last year, and for a teenager, he's just an amazing hockey player. Lacroix, a wizard with the stick and the puck, added checking to his game Tuesday night, and it certainly helped.
And a couple of prominent Soviet players, Alexander Gusev, number 2, and Alexander Maltsev, number 10.
I think the big fella on the left, number 2, Gusev, is by far their best defenseman. He's big, strong, smart, got a great shift, and he can be mean and shoot the puck. Maltsev can fly. He's a tremendous playmaker and a good checker.
Well, the other night on the first game in Quebec, the man on the left, Rezhan Houle, had some great scoring chances. The man on the right got some penalties, Paul Schmier.
Well, Houle, his check in Hermanov Tuesday, I think is the talk of the hockey world, and he had, as you said, 2 great scoring chances, and he skates very well. Schmier plays the point of the power play, tough in front of the net, and moves the puck well.
All right, the referee tonight is Tom Brown of Canada, the linesman, Valentin Nikolsov of Russia, and Doug Robb of Canada. The Canadian team is going to start with Serge Bernier coming out to center ice. Houle on the right side, Mahavlich on the left. For the Soviet Union, it is Petrov at center on the face-off, winning it. And Mahavlich plays it ahead on the center ice zone. Number 6 is Vasiliev. Across the ice it goes to Gusev. Harlamov, the dangerous Valery Harlamov, number 17, drops it into the middle, and it goes out of play in the first 15 seconds here of Game 2 at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. How about the ovation they gave Gordie Howe at the outset? Standing ovation here. Tremblay 3 and Stapleton 12 are the Team Canada defensemen. This is Pat Stapleton now in the corner, being tied up by Mikhailov. Along the boards, works it free to Frank Mahavlich. Canada trying to work that puck out. Over on this side for Mahavlich, having trouble. Gets it out to center now. Houle feeding it ahead to Bernier. Bernier getting set. He shoots wide. Tremblay controlling it on the point, but the Russians bring it right back out to center ice. J.C. Tremblay gives it to center Serge Bernier, number 21, in behind Jerry Cheevers in goal. Stapleton. Mahavlich at center ice. Right side for Rezhan Houle. Cutting in front. Bernier shoots and puts that thing on. First good scoring chance of the game, and again, Tretiak had the answer.
I think you have to watch this great pass here that Mahavlich made, and then here, watch the Russian defense. When we get this replay for you, they just turned and let Bernier go right through the middle. Look at here. Bernier's home free and skated right between the Russian defense.
From the faceoff, Sagankov plays it around beside his goal to the far boards to Alexander Yakashev. Yakashev getting it across the line, a late pass. The Soviets fail to keep it in. On the left side, here comes Mike Walton across the Soviet line. Walton shooting, blocked by Tretiak. Bruce McGregor, a centering pass. Rick Smith has it now. Behind the goal for Mike Walton. Walton put it out in front at number 15. Yakashev was there to break it up for the Soviet Union. Now on the right side, this is Maltsev. Maltsev works the corner against Schmier. Far side it goes. Yakashev away from McGregor. Passing it back, plays whistle down. Is going to be the first penalty of the hockey game.
I think what really you should be looking for here, Tarasov in his book said that the Russians pass with deceit, which means they don't look where they're passing. And already I've seen 2 passes. One just made here, this pass right here made out of the corner by their great left winger Yakashev was a blind pass, and Hermanov right off the top of the game made a blind pass. If the Russians continue to make that type of pass, we should get quite a few breaks from it.
The Team Canada penalty, the first of this game, is going to go
Canada
to Rick Smith. And the announcement is being made now.
Rick Smith.
Back on the point,
2 minutes
this is
for
Liapkin.
elbowing.
It's an elbowing penalty. Sagankov slap shot. That is blocked. Team Canada now shorthanded. Bobby Hull with Lacroix and Stapleton out to kill the penalty. Bobby Hull rags that puck and shoots it down the ice into the Russian zone. This is Yuri Liapkin, number 5.
Okay.
Yakashev inside the blue line. Drops it back for Maltsev. Maltsev waiting to make his play around behind the goal. Back on the point. Liapkin's shot blocked by Jerry Cheevers. J.C. Tremblay comes up with it, clears to the line, held in by Segenkov. Loose puck bouncing around there, and Cheevers has it, hangs on.
Let's watch this great play by Cheevers. He really juggles it. That puck is hot. If he hadn't come up with it, look at the big left winger right there. Hey, look at the action in front of that net. Oh, we got something going. You're not going to stand in front of that net too long tonight.
Yakushev waiting there to pounce on it, but Cheevers held on. And now Canada with 1:12 left in Rick Smith's penalty. Bruce McGregor on the faceoff right to Cheevers, and he'll hold once more. That Soviet power play is devastating. May take them a full minute and 59 seconds to make it productive, but they quite often do. Team Canada digging in now. Back on the right side, Vasiliev's shot on the point was handled off to the corner. Gusev plays it down, broken up by Paul Henderson and shot down the ice for Team Canada. 55 seconds remaining in Smith's penalty now. This is Gusev. Right side pass for Petrov in the center ice area for the Soviet Union. With Harlamov across the line, takes his own pass. Back to Harlamov. Gusev getting set. Drifts it in front, wide. Tremblay. Tremblay leaving it for Henderson. Now for Pat Stapleton, golfing it around the boards. The Soviets cannot hang on. It's beyond Vasiliev and back across center ice. 25 seconds left now in Rick Smith's penalty. Down goes number 60, no call. Petrov. 17 is Harlamov on the right side. Hits the Canadian line, offside was number 16, Petrov. Great action here, great tension here for Game 2 in Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Team Canada will change now with 17 seconds to go on the Rick Smith penalty. Gordie Howe is coming out. Mark Howe will be on the left side. In fact, Mark Howe will take the face-off. The defense pair remains. Stapleton 12 and Tremblay 3. For the Soviets, number 22, Anison lost the draw. Mark Howe playing it inside the Soviet blue line. Now about 10 seconds left in Smith's penalty. Left side, the Soviets start out at center ice. Anison inside the Team Canada line. Stapleton over on the left boards. Held in by Luchenko. His shot. That was blocked in front by J.C. Tremblay. Smith is out. The teams are back at full strength once again. With about 4 minutes gone here in period 1 of Game 2, there is no score. Boldenoff, number 24, bodied there by Ralph Backstrom. Stapleton with Gordie Howe inside the line, broken up by number 3, Luchenko. Now this is Anison, number 22 for the Soviets. Anison with Lebedev. In front of the goal, a shot just wide. The backhander by Lebedev going just wide of that goal post. Mark Howe. Pat Stapleton. Up to Mark Howe. Cross to Ralph Backstrom ahead to number 9, Gordie Howe. Backstrom cruising in front of Mark Howe. He scores! Backstrom!
By Howe. Just a tremendous pass by Gord to his son. And look at here. And again, the key here is Backstrom skated between the Russian defense. No one made a stick on him.
Ralph Backstrom and the two Howes give Canada a 1-0 lead. Less than 5 minutes into the opening period here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Game 2. Now here's Backstrom again, working inside the Soviet line. Number 5, Lyapkin digs it free and gets it out to center ice. This is Shadrin, 19, turned around, shot handled by Cheevers. Bumping in the corner for it. The near boards, Backstrom trying to get it free, finally comes out across the blue line. Maltsev covering up with a rink-wide pass across to number 5, Lyapkin. Right side pass missed for the Soviets. Played cagily by Mark Howe, then he lost the puck. Back to Brad Selwood. Rejan Houle, number 5. Ricky Lee, number 2. Selwood and Lee, the Team Canada defense pair right now. Mark Howe, rink side across to Bernier, into Rejan Houle. Oh, behind him, still there. Rebound, and it's stopped by Tretiak. The puck was just an inch behind him, and now they're roughing it up in front of the Soviet goal.
Once again, Canada gets a 2-on-1 break. Look at here, just a tremendous pass, but it couldn't hang on to it. Hit the heel of a stick and slid off. But look at Tretiak hold his feet. Tretiak had tremendous discipline here to stay on his feet, and again in front of that net, the elbows, the sticks are flying. Here's the pass off the heel of the stick. Just too bad he couldn't keep it up in the center of his stick, and maybe we'd have had a real good play on that Tretiak. As it was, he made a good save. Look at that check.
Soviets break out now. Number 16, Petrov to Harlamov. It is offside of the Team Canada blue line. Yes, Howie, very nearly a 2-0 hockey game. They've played about 5.5 minutes, and Team Canada has the one goal scored by Backstrom from the two Howes. 4:31 was the time. Bernier wins the faceoff, as Canada has done rather consistently throughout this series. Vasiliev. Bernier picks it up, gave the puck away to Harlamov. Look out, he's shot wide. Right side, chance for Petrov. Across the left boards for Gusev. Keeps it in. Poole lost his stick and then gets some help. Finally cleared out to center ice to Frank Mahavlich. The Soviets pounce on him, and Mikhailov comes up with it. It is called offside right there at the Team Canada blue line, with now 6 minutes gone in a 1-0 game in favor of Team Canada. There's 13, Boris Mikhailov, a veteran of this USSR national hockey team. The Soviet commentator there is Nikolai Ozerov. He works right from rinkside in every arena in which he broadcasts. There he is down alongside the Soviet bench here in Maple Leaf Gardens. Bobby Hull, after the face-off, a little entanglement there, and they whistle it down again, offside. What a game Bobby Hull put in Quebec City on Tuesday. 2 goals, 1 assist. He leads all scorers in this series. Billy Harris, the man who put this team together, must be feeling very satisfied right now in the very early stages of the second summit confrontation. Number 29 is Kotov for the Soviet Union. Being checked by Johnny McKenzie. Gets it ahead to Kapustin. Kapustin shot right on, and Cheevers holds it for a faceoff.
Bobby Hull losing the stick here. Bobby Hull was on the fly, but watch this fella shoot the puck with a wrist shot. Right at Cheevers, but Cheevers closed the hole between his legs as he went down and come up with it.
Kuznetsov, another drive directly on Cheevers. And he's taking no chances, Howie. He will not give that puck away. He'll hang on every time. As the Soviets are buzzing around the net. There is the coach of the USSR, Boris Kuligin. Konstantin Loktev and Vladimir Yurzanov are his 2 assistant coaches. Now, from the faceoff, up the boards, Bobby Hull works it across the Team Canada blue line. Kotov comes up with it, a pass to Maltsev. Left side relay for Kapustin. Now Bobby Hull with it. J.C. Tremblay as the Soviets change on the go. Out comes number 10, Maltsev, across the blue line. Getting set, his shot. Kicked out by Jerry Cheevers all the way back to center ice. Luchenko to Kuznetsov. It's tangled up there on the boards with Lacroix, one of the big diggers in this series for Team Canada. Real hustling center, number 7. Now Sergei Kapustin. Missed a check there. Swings it away inside the line for Kotov, too far. Tremblay behind his goal to Bobby Hull. Hull right side for Johnny McKenzie. With Lacroix and Tremblay ahead to Lacroix inside the line. Stick check there by number 5. Held in. Bobby Hull looking for a pass out. Can't get it away. Canada putting more pressure on the USSR. Tremblay in the Soviet corner. Lacroix shot. Missed a chance. A pass behind Kapustin, but now he breaks out with it. Lead pass to Maltsev. Maltsev taken down. They carry on with Kotov. Centering it across. Backhander blocked by Cheevers. Rebound. He'll hang on again.
Here it comes again, and a good pass. But this one here is into the Russians' feet. Now, I think what you should be looking for is look at the number of times that the Russians are making bad passes behind the pass receiver and also into the pass receiver's feet. Something has to be doing that, and I think the body, the Canadian body, has a little.
Number 11, Lebedev gets it in front. A chance for Shadron. Finally picked up by Paul Henderson, who got it across, but not out of his own zone. The Soviets keep it in. Shadran's shot goes around the boards wide. But now Team Canada begins to move up. Here is Paul Henderson. Right side he has Walton. The shot to the corner. Controlled by number 5, Lyapkin. The Soviets come out. Henderson breaks that play up. Gives it back to Ricky Lee. Across to Brad Selwood. Down the boards for Bruce McGregor. He lets it go to Walton inside. Walton was turned around by Sagankov. They're going to jam the puck there and finally freeze it. With about 8.5 minutes gone in period 1, and Team Canada on top, 1-0. Serge Bernier on faceoffs has won 4 tonight, 75% accuracy in winning the draw. And this is where the team has been very strong, winning faceoffs against the Soviet Union. The only goal from Backstrom, Mark, and Gordie Howe. A chance now for McGregor. Back to Ricky Lee, winding up. And the catch made by Tretiak in the Soviet goal.
Just watch Canada win the draw here. And the pass is made back to the point. Now look at the screen. And also anything tipped in comes right through between the players. But Walton's right there looking for the rebound. It didn't come.
And he gets the face-off across to Bruce McGregor, but it's broken up by Valery Harlamov, being back-checked ferociously by Paul Henderson. They turn back now at center ice with Petrov in control. Petrov, a long shot. That is blocked at the blue line. Back to the Soviet zone it goes, and the stick of Valery Vasiliev, number 6. Vasiliev across. Petrov is turned around, but carries on, being checked now by Selwood. They pile up, and they'll freeze it. Well, our records show on the game recorder tonight, our computerized system, that Team Canada has made 23 physical checks so far in this hockey game. The time of that first goal was 4:31, and that's the only goal so far. Here's a shot from the point, handled easily by Jerry Cheevers. Paul Schmier gets it up to Ralph Backstrom. Harlamov breaks it up. Rick Smith going after it with Harlamov. Ahead to Houle. Houle battling for it down the boards. Gets it inside the blue line. And finally against Gusev, they stop the play. Referee is Tom Brown of Canada for this second game of the 74 series. In 72, the Soviets, of course, won Game 1 in Montreal 7-3. This time it was a 3-all tie. And the game in Toronto in that series wound up 4-1 for Team Canada. Right now they lead 1-0. Paul Schmier from the face-off at center ice. The puck is given to the Russian Maltsev. Across the line with Kodev. He was ridden off by Schmier. Back comes Team Canada. Pass too far for Rezhan Houle on the wrong wing, and it's called for icing. They'll bring it back for a face-off to the left of Jerry Cheevers. 10:40 remaining here in the first period. There's Tulagan, the gentleman in the checkered jacket. The expression will never change whether his team scores or Team Canada gets a goal. Remember, all you fans in Winnipeg, Game 3 coming up on Saturday, Game 4 in Vancouver on Monday, as this exciting series goes from east to west. Now here is Paul Schmier behind the Canadian goal. For Mahavlich on the boards, being tied up by Kuznetsov, a rookie defenseman for the Soviets this time, and they produce a face-off.
The Russians continue to throw 2 forecheckers in there, and they try to pick off the puck as the Canadians throw it around the boards. If our forwards didn't move out so far, they wouldn't get checked.
Maltsev against Bernier, and Bernier gets that face-off too. After some hesitation, Soviet defender fell. Schmier at center ice with it. Leaves it for Rick Smith. Inside with Bernier. Smith winding, shooting. Loose puck cleared smartly by Tretiak. Centering by Bernier. Behind him. Gets it to Frank Mahavlich. Rezhan Houle missed the chance and hopped over his stick. Here's Mahavlich. Still loose around the Soviet goal. Batting away at that loose puck and finally cleared away to the corner to Bernier. Bernier out to an open point. Number 8, Kapustin, comes back for the Soviet Union with Kodov. Kapustin shot. Gloved by Cheevers off to the corner. Bumping by Bernier. Big, strong center against Kodov, but it was Bernier who went down. Kuznetsov for Koto. Kapustin lost it to Rezhan Houle. Rezhan Houle almost had a break. The penalty's going to be called here against the Soviets. They don't like it. Number 8, Sergei Kapustin, tying up Rezhan Houle. With the score, Canada 1 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto.
All right, here go the Canadians to the attack. We just missed 1 or 2 chances here because of the Russian checking, but they're checking with their sticks. That's Houle going down. The puck now ends up in front of the net. the Russian defensemen are standing there and not taking out the Canadians in front of the net. We'll bring you that highlight in just a moment.
Well, the Team Canada has a power play on now. Kapustin's penalty for interference. He's in the box, and Bobby Hull is out there with Johnny McKenzie, Andre Lacroix, Marcoux, and J.C. Tremblay, and they move it up the ice now. Here is Tremblay in the center ice area. Left side feed for Hull. His shot off Sagankov. Rebound, Lacroix, the side of the net. McKenzie digs in behind. The Soviet player, number 5, Lyapkin, just stood there, and finally the play is whistled down. The fans getting on the Soviet player, and McKenzie now questions the referee, Tom Brown, about that whistle for freezing the puck, because only one man was doing it, the Russian player. Score is 1-0. Canada with Lacroix on the power play. Gets it back to Bobby Hull. Hull across the far side. Here's the shot by Tremblay. Rebound. They score! And Lacroix digs the puck out as a souvenir and gives it to Marcoux.
It's the case of the Russians not finishing the check. The time before, they let Mahavlich stand in there and bang away. Now look at that Russian. Hey, he's got to take Lacroix's stick. You've got to take the man. Now watch again. You cannot check a 165-pounder or a strong one with his stick. You have to take his body. And there's Lacroix, puts it in. And unless the Russians start taking the man and the Canadians keep taking the man, we got a real good chance.
We've got a 2-0 score right now as Andre Lacroix has capped the Team Canada power play with Sergei Kapustin serving a penalty. Here's the announcement.
Andre Lacroix. Assist, number 23, John McKenzie, and number 3, J.C. Tremblay. The time, 10:49.
The team's back at full strength now with that second goal. Number 19, Shadron, plays it down behind Jerry Cheevers. Bobby Hull failed to hold it. Finally comes to center ice. Chance for McKenzie with Lacroix. Lacroix across the line. It is offside. Play whistled down. But the action picking up. The skating is just fantastic. And the emotion building here at Maple Leaf Gardens after Lacroix. There he is, number 7, has given Team Canada a 2-goal lead.
Yeah.
He was the leading scorer in the World Hockey Association back in its first season. He's around the National Hockey League with the Chicago Blackhawks. Was second in scoring behind Mike Walton last year, and now has his first goal, a big goal in this series. Alexander Gusev losing it there to Henderson with McGregor, and Walton shot. Rebound too far for Bruce McGregor. Great scoring chance there, blocked by Tretiak. Mikhailov across the line, being watched by Paul Schmier. Schmier and Smith in the corner against number 16, Petrov. They'll tie it up there. Again, some sticks go a little high and tempers flare here in the first period of Game 2. Billy Harris has told his team, and they understand and appreciate that they've got to control their temper. Fighting, of course, means automatic disqualification from the game, and there's been nothing even resembling the beginning of a fight so far in this series. For the Soviets, Petrov will be on the draw against number 4, Mike Walton, and Walton wins that one to Rick Smith. In behind the goal, Paul Schmier. Getting it around to Smith. And over to McGregor, too far for him. It is held in by Gusev, and Gusev had his shot blocked. And back they come. McGregor at center ice with Mike Walton. Walton across the line, across the Paul Henderson, and a stop by Tretiak. Howie, every time Team Canada swings across that blue line, they're gunning.
My heart's in my mouth. Watch this great pass by Walton to Henderson. That's jumping, and Henderson controls the pass. And look at here. Great backhand try, and oh, gee, I thought that was going in from the angle that we're sitting at. But Tretiak got it on his chest, dropped it into his glove.
Well, Henderson has nothing to prove to anybody, of course, who saw the 72 series getting 7 goals, including the series winner. He's back this time and just as eager to play as he was in 1972. Number 29 is Sergei Kotov. Out to the center ice area for Kapustin. Being shadowed by Frank Mahavlich. Left side for Kotov across the line. Kapustin in front. Deflected away from him to Frank Mahavlich. Right side for Rajan Houle. He was stick checked by Luchenko, and back come the Soviets. Kotov alone, long, lazy shot, handled easily by Jerry Cheevers. Now on the stick of Pat Stapleton. Off Mahavlich's stick, back to Pat Stapleton. Now at center ice for Bernier. Big Serge Bernier feeds it over on the right side. The relay by Houle down behind the Soviet goal to Kuznetsov. He gets a bump from Bernier. Houle coming up with it. Mahavlich shooting wide of the goal. Bernier in the corner against Maltsev, and Maltsev wins it. There's going to be a penalty. This will be the second penalty of the game for the Soviets, and number 2 for the same players, Sergei Kapustin.
You know, the other evening, I figured that there were 2 Canadians didn't really check properly, and Bernier was one of them. This evening, I'm sure he's throwing more good checks than any other Canadian. And he forced the Russians into getting that penalty and making the bad play. The Russian had the puck behind the net. He knew he was going to get hit, and he threw the puck right to a Canadian. And as a result of getting hit, he went out and took a stupid penalty. It's a bodily contact game. Yahoo!
That penalty was for tripping to Kapustin, and now the Team Canada power play, a very productive one so far in this series, is back on the ice. Bobby Hull will play the left point. J.C. Tremblay the right. The center will be Andre Lacroix with Mark Howe on his left and Johnny McKenzie on his right. It rolls to Tretiak's doorstep, covered up by Sagankov. Here is Hull keeping it in. At the line, finally losing it. Tremblay being watched by number 15, their big star, Yakushev. Top goal scorer in 72, playing with an injury in this game tonight. Now Hull taking his time to get this power play formed up. Drops it back for J.C. Tremblay. The defenseman will lead them out of there now. Lacroix circling in center on the left side is Bobby Hull. Hull shooting just wide of the far side. Lacroix into the Soviet corner. Bumped there by Luchenko. Gets it out. Cleared back to the point to Tremblay. Here's Bobby Hull getting a chance, but feeds it down instead to Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie across to Lacroix. Back to McKenzie. Along the boards, Hull keeping it in momentarily, and the Russians finally clear it out of there with a minute left in Kapustin's penalty for the Soviet Union. 6 minutes left in the first period, and Team Canada leads by a score of 2-0. Tremblay too far. Almost stolen there by Lacroix, as this power play has not had the zip of previous attempts. Now here's Mike Walton on the ice. Across the Soviet line with Howe. Shot high over top of the Soviet goal. Tremblay keeping it in. Feeding it down on the far board. Centering past McKenzie, fanned on the relay. And the Soviets bring it out to center ice. Just leave it there for number 11, Mark Howe, 19-year-old, playing the Soviets for the second time. Of course, against them in the Olympics for the U.S. in 72. Sagankov, chance for the Russians. And McGregor broke that one up. The puck on the left boards. Finally back to the center ice area on the stick of Gennady Sagankov. Just 7 seconds remaining now in the Soviet penalty. Sagankov killing time with it. Kapustin now is back on the ice. They're at full strength, and the USSR has weathered that penalty, their second of the game. Back they come with number 13, Boris Mikhailov, inside the line. Drop pass. No one there to grab it. Mike Walton coming up with it. He feeds it out to center ice. But 4:50 remaining in the first period. Team Canada in front by a 2-0 score in Maple Leaf Gardens. The goals by Backstrom and Lacroix. Now here's Paul Schmier getting checked by 16, Petrov. They go down in the corner and hold it there. There'll be a face-off with 4:39 to play in the opening period.
This international hockey down must do something to players. It has to get their adrenaline flowing, as it does mine and the fans. But Henderson, I've never seen him check so well, and he's getting so many good scoring chances because of his checking.
He hit so well, and he injured his shoulder out in Saskatoon in the next to last game of the exhibition swing, but you'd never know that he has anything bothering him whatsoever. Here is Ricky Lee now behind the Team Canada goal, losing it to Harlamov. Now gets a second chance, covers up. Harlamov won't have any of it, so play goes right on. From the point, this is Gusev winding up. Harlamov against Mahavlich in the corner, and Mahavlich takes it away from him. Team Canada out to blue line and back inside for an offside off the skate of Vasiliev. And they'll face off right there with 4:19 to play now in the opening period. Billy Harris, again, like Kulagin, his Soviet counterpart. Expression never really changes on Harris's face. Very low-keyed, intense young man. He's done a tremendous job of assembling this team to play the Soviets in 1974. And there's Mr. Kulagin. Bernier on the draw against Maltsev. He wins it. Over to number 6, Selwood. Rezhan Houle digs it ahead at center ice. Maltsev breaks that one up. Selwood feeds it down the right boards, and Maltsev goes into the corner after it. Alexander Maltsev, the Soviet veteran, left it there for Kuznetsov. Gets it ahead to center, drifting down into the Team Canada zone rather aimlessly, and Ricky Lee in front of his own goal. Passed badly for Mahavlich. Maltsev went down. There's going to be a penalty there, which will even the penalties up at 2 apiece in this game now. It will be for tripping. And it was Frank Mahavlich that referee Tom Brown has fingered off to the Maple Leaf Gardens penalty box. 3:52 remaining in the first period. Now the Soviet power play goes into action.
Time 16:08.
16:08. Mahavlich for tripping.
Okay.
Maltsev on the face-off. Stapleton jams it ahead to center ice. Kuznetsov across on the left side to Kapustin. Kapustin waiting, passing for Kotov, blocked, and it's shot down the ice. Markow, those young 19-year-old legs go digging into the corner against number 3, Lutsenko, and he'll tie it up for a face-off. Soviet power play has not been nearly as awesome, Howie, as it was 2 years ago.
Well, I think we've learned something. We've certainly learned discipline, and we've maintained the box a lot better, and we're not getting 2 fellas cut. I think the key, again, is that we go up and send 1 man in, and we at least block 1 wing. But discipline is the key, and certainly this group here is showing great discipline at the moment.
To kill the penalty, Backstrom 14, Markow 11, with Stapleton and J.C. Tremblay on defense. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Frank Mahavlich. Lyapkin getting it ahead to Yakushev. Took too long. It is offside at the Team Canada blue line.
See, there was another perfect example of passing without looking. Yakushev got steered off, even though he was offside, but went to throw it to the far point man, and Mark Howell's standing right there. If it hadn't been called offside, Mark Howell's got a free shot on Tretiak.
Out comes Vladimir Shadrid now as they try to make this power play operative, the Soviets, with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the Mahavlich penalty and 3:10 remaining in the period number 1. At center ice, Bruce McGregor, always a great skater, lost the chance there against number 19, Shadrin. Sagankov to Maltsev, hops over his stick inside the line. That's a Soviet offside. Their timing, there's something different this time about them, Howie.
Not sure whether that hopped over his stick while he wasn't looking to see whether Stapleton was going to send him greetings. Pat had started to attack him as he was going to receive the pass, and again, from up here, I would have to say that their shaky puck handling is a result of them getting hit every time they handle a puck.
They're looking to be hit. They're not looking to hit themselves, are they?
That's right.
Here is Bruce McGregor with Paul Henderson now as they attempt to kill off the remaining minute in the Frank Mahavlich penalty. Tretiak stops it in behind the goal, leaves it for Alexander Gusev. Big number 2, the Soviets' best defenseman so far, getting it ahead to Petrov in the left wing. Swings inside the Team Canada zone, a centering pass, a shot, rebound for Harlamov. Tried to get it high and could not. Peters hangs on. That is their best scoring chance, I think, in this entire period.
I've been waiting for this to happen. See how they sneak the man in the middle home free. They send their player in deep. That draws the defenseman to him. And then they sneak another guy down through the middle. See right here? Now look at there. There's the key guy coming in late again. And it's lucky that he couldn't get good wood on it, or it might be a 2-1 hockey game. But certainly we have to plug the middle instead of this side when the puck goes down the far side.
But Harlamov, with an extra inch or two, might have had the room to jam that to the roof of the goal, as he did for a spectacular goal in Quebec City. 35 seconds remaining in the Frank Mahovlich penalty. Team Canada shorthanded for that duration of time. Around the goal, Stapleton lost it. Number 16, Petrov plays it in. Tremblay there to cover up, takes his man down, but Mikhailov covers up and carries on with a drop pass back to Gusev. Gusev getting it across in front from Mikhailov. He's turned away by Tremblay. 13 seconds to go on the penalty now. Alexander Gusev winding wide. Rebound. Oh, and hopped over the stick of Mikhailov. Now here is Harlamo getting it back to Vasiliev. Over to Gusev. Gusev's shot. Loose in front. They clear. On the ice is Frank Mahovlich. Mahovlich, they whistled it down on the offside. Offside pass as he came out of the box to take it. One official waved it off, and the other man across the ice called it. And now they'll get their signal straight. Ironically, in 1967, a disputed pass at center from inside the Soviet blue line set up the winning goal against the national team of Canada in the World Championship. The Soviets won that 2-1, and people who saw the game still aren't sure if the Soviet player was onside or offside, and he got the pass. Now here's Johnny McKenzie coming out. Cross to Andre Lacroix. He lost it. Kuznetsov gives it up to Lacroix with Bobby Hull and McKenzie. Ahead to Hull, blocked by Kotov. And now the Soviets start out. Number 3 is Luchenko. Again, the forechecking of Andre Lacroix, keeping him off balance, forcing them back into their own zone. 1:23 left in period 1. Team Canada on top 2-0 here in Toronto. Lead pass for Lacroix was too far. Again, he's forechecking. Bobby Hull in there too, looking for it. Now it's picked up by Paul Schmier, giving it ahead to Lacroix. Stick check there by the Soviet player Sergei Kotov. His pass missed for Kapustin on the left side. Now a minute to play in the opening period. Kuznetsov gave it to Paul Schmier. Right side pass for Serge Bernier, alone inside the Soviet zone, bumping there with Luchenko. Carries on, could not make the play. Now Luchenko leads it ahead to Sergei Kapustin at the Team Canada line. Right side, closing in, stick check there by J.C. Tremblay. He'll cover up with 37 seconds left. Well, our game recorder shows that Team Canada has thrown 63 body checks in this first period, and it is paying off for them.
That's quite an improvement, you know. It was just 54 in Quebec City.
And surprisingly, the Soviets, either unwilling to get their weight into Team Canada players or unable to, they are not achieving any kind of physical advantage here as we thought they might come back with here in the second game. Now here is Rezhan Houl behind his own goal for Frank Mahovlich. He chops it ahead to center ice into the Soviet zone. We now have 25 seconds to play in the opening period. Number 11, Lebedev. Gets it across to number 19, Shadrin. Shadrin inside the line against Mahovlich. Puck comes loose behind the goal, and Selwood covers up to Bernier. 13 seconds left now as they jam in the corner. They center it out. The pass is in front. A shot for Yakuchev. A great scoring chance denied by Jerry Cheevers. That puck came rifling out in front of the goal.
Now watch the Russians check here. They're starting to take the Canadians. Right on Yakuchev's stick, and a great big save for Cheevers, and this is the time to make them. 2-0 late in the first period. Wow.
It was Yuri Lebedev who fired that puck out, and the Soviet player was robbed on the best save that Jerry Cheevers has had to make in this hockey game. He's had 2 or 3 good ones, and he's held them into a 2-0 situation now with just 3 seconds to play in the opening period. There's the time. The first period here at Maple Leaf Gardens is over, and Team Canada is off to a promising start here in Game 2 of the 1974 series. With the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto. Center man for the Soviets is Petrov. He's anxious to go. Wins that face-off against Mike Walton. First one Walton was lost clearly in tonight's game. Walton now has it across the line. The pass to Stapleton, breaking it along. He shoots. Trick shot with a great super save there. Right off the opening face-off. Now here is Vasiliev playing it ahead to Harlamov, relaying it inside the line. Petrov's shot deflected. Cheevers handles that. Harlamov, with Henderson chasing him, finally gets it out to center ice. Canadians relay it down, and there'll be a face-off in the Canadian zone again next to Jerry Cheevers. Pat Whitey Stapleton, a major force in the early games of this series. A guy who wasn't sure he wanted a second chance at playing the Russians way back in the heat of summer, but like many others, I'm sure now he's glad he did. In fact, the top defense pair undoubtedly has been the experienced combination of Stapleton and J.C. Tremblay. Now we have a Team Canada line change now, just 32 seconds into this second period. Bernier is coming out, along with Frank Mahovlich and Rejan Houle. And at center ice, Sagankov shoots it down inside the blue line. Mahovlich digs it right out again. Sagankov left back there for Yuri Lyapkin. Now number 11, Lebedev, being chased by Mahovlich, gets inside the line, passing to an open wing. Bernier fails to clear it out of there. Shot back down to the corner by 19, Shadrin. Shadrin with it behind the goal. Nobody on that side except Frank Mahovlich. He did not play it out in time. They tie up. The puck comes loose for number 11. Lebedev in front. Weak shot was handled easily. It was wide. Puck came high and hit the Soviet player Lebedev. He's going to the bench for repairs. Hit him in the face, I believe. Number 21 now, Bernier. Paul Schmier. Ed for Houle. Taking over is Bernier. He lost it. And on the right side it is Kotov. Passing it across to number 15, Yakushev. Soviets still being held off balance. Their picture plays unable to get formed up here by a forechecking Team Canada 1974. Now this is Lacroix going down the left boards against Kotov. Round behind the goal to Yakushev. Yakushev, far side pass, relayed back to number 29, Kotov. Selwood gets there first and gives the puck to his defense partner, Ricky Lee. Lee shoots it down the ice. That produces an icing call against Team Canada with a little over 2 minutes gone here in the second period. And the score unchanged from the first, Team Canada 2 and the Soviets nothing. And there is Lebedev, the injured Soviet player who had that puck deflect up and catch him just beside the eye, it appears.
Much better under the circumstances to have lay ice that puck than try to make that pass through the middle and get us into trouble.
Here's Maltsev shooting. Cheevers lost it. It's loose. Whistle is gone. Forcing a face-off. Good scoring chance there for the veteran Alexander Maltsev, denied by Jerry Cheevers. Maltsev with Kapustin. They lose it. Played over on the right side for McKenzie. McKenzie could not reach it. Bobby Hull has it back on the stick of Ricky Lee inside the Canadian line. Now Selwood works to center ice. Feeds it across too far for Lacroix. Hull in the left corner going forward against Kuznetsov. And it's cleared around back to the Team Canada blue line and beyond. Brad Selwood and Ricky Lee, a pair of ex-Toronto Maple Leafs on the ice now on defense. And here's Johnny McKenzie. His pass broken up by Sergei Kapustin. Over to Kotov. Left side relay for Alexander Maltsev. Too far for him. And it's tipped by McKenzie back to center ice for Lacroix with Bobby Hull. 2-on-1. Closing into Bobby Hull. He shoots. He scores!
Russians attacking, and look at them all caught. McKenzie tips it out here. Now watch Lacroix fake the pass. Now he brings the Russian to him, puts it in the air, and Bobby Hull has sense enough to get it up high. That's the spot if you're going to be Tretchett. Now watch this great pass. Look at him fake. Take it over to his left. Look at the pass in the air, right on the ice. Great play. That's the way to finish him.
Bobby Hull's third goal of the 74 series, and Team Canada leads by a 3-0 score. Lacroix just as happy as Hull, the rest of this team.
Canada goal scored by
Here's
number 16, Bobby Hull.
And a chance inside for Mark Howe.
Number 7, Andre Lacroix. And
This
number
is
6,
Houle.
Brad Selwood.
Lacroix and Selwood got the assists at 2:50 for Team Canada. Now J.C. Tremblay being watched by Harlamov. He plays it back Back to Pat Stapleton. Ahead to Houle. Inside the line. Had it taken away by number 2, Alexander Gusev. To the veteran Boris Mikhailov. Across to Vasiliev. Right side. Harlamov kicks it down the board. Slowed up there by Mark Howe. And Houle in the corner leaves it for J.C. Tremblay. In turn to Pat Stapleton. And finally out to center ice. Petro just walked away from Mark Howe. Left the puck for Pat Stapleton. He got mixed up with Houle. It goes inside the line. Now Team Canada will change with the puck in behind the Soviet goal. Team Canada 3, the Soviets nothing. Early in the second period at Maple Leaf Gardens. Here's Valery Harlamov inside the line. Being watched by Tremblay. Centers it. Off Paul Schmier to Petrov. Right in front of the goal. Loose there. Soviets hang on to it. Here's Gusev's shot to the far corner. Harlamov taken off the puck by McGregor. In behind the goal. Team Canada under pressure now at this stage in the second period. Shadron gets tied up. Schmier goes in there. Schmier against Shadron. Now Walton jams, and they'll finally get a face-off to relieve some pressure. Played about 4.5 minutes in the second period with Team Canada leading 3-0.
You've just got to see what's going on. Look at this young Howe right here. Take the Russian. This is the only way to play any hockey game. Right after this, he come back and took Petrov. Maybe a little bit of holding, but the referee was at a bad position. But you have to take the body. Now watch what happens to the Russian players in front of the Canadian net. Selwood made a fantastic play a few moments ago to set up that Hull goal by taking the Russian in front of the net.
Well, Mark had a great teacher. Yakushev. Yakushev now in the Team Canada corner against 2 of them. Rick Smith wins it. Gets it out to center ice. A lead pass for Mike Walton against Sagankov. Racing down the boards. He was cut down by Sagankov. Crowd hollering for a penalty, and play goes on. They just bumped together, and Walton lost his balance. Yakushev to center ice for the USSR. Inside the line. Relay on the left side. The shot blocked by Jerry Cheevers. Finally on the stick of Paul Schmier. Up to Paul Henderson, who's bumped by Sagankov. And number 19, Vladimir Shadron, plays it in behind where Jerry Cheevers gets it up to Paul Schmier and down the ice. This slow dribbler going right on Tretiak. Little over 5 minutes gone in the second period. 3-0 for Team Canada. Schmier. Pass to Bruce McGregor. Hopped over his stick. The backhand relay across. Chance for Walton. Blocked by Tretiak. Back on the left side for Schmier. He plays it down. Sagankov's body caught that one. The Russians finally work it out to center. This is Rick Smith for Team Canada, shooting it right back down as both sides change on the go now. Sagankov against Houle, tying him up in the corner for a face-off. Pretty good hockey, eh, Howie?
Oh, it sure is. These fellas are playing. Over the years, you hear people say, give me pre-expansion hockey. Look, the modern-day kid can play this game as good as anybody when he has to.
What do you mean, kid? Not too many kids out there.
Oh, yes, they are. They got to be young at heart. Now, come on. And young in legs. Look at them go.
Young in spirit, certainly, and dedicated toward this series against the USSR. Mahavlich off his stick, back for Selwood. That was blocked on a hard shot by Tretiak. Number 29, Kotev, ahead to Maltsev. Played there by Ricky Lee. To Serge Bernier, the big center from the Quebec Nordiques. At center ice, number 12, Kuznetsov. Got checked from behind by Houle. Puck still in there for the Russians, though. Maltsev, and Kuznetsov lost it again. Now here's Rezhan Houle working it up. Pass, not quite far enough for Bernier. It would have been offside had he taken the puck. Now here is Maltsev across the line. And his weak shot deflected by Selwood off to the corner. Brad Selwood, number 6, with it now. To the line, held in by Kuznetsov. Pass to an open corner while Kotov was open. Kotov digs it out. Rezhan Houle wins it, and Houle comes back with Bernier. Sergei Kotov. Rink-wide pass intercepted by Brad Selwood. For Bernier, down to the Soviet corner on the right side. Swings it around in front. Nobody there except number 16, Petrov. Petrov sends to Pustin away. Cheevers away out of his goal. Wins the race and clears it out. Luchenko overskates and almost lost it there. Mikhailov was bumped by Bobby Hull. The Soviets repeatedly being disorganized at center ice before their plays form up. Now here is a call at the Team Canada line. The puck was batted down by a high stick, and they'll face off just inside the blue line.
I think maybe the players like myself are starting to get a little cocky. They're maybe taking a little too much time on the ice, and time again now, we're not going after the man with the puck with the body. We're starting to stick check, and we're going to get into trouble unless we stay short shots and take the man.
Shot from the face-off, right on, handled by Cheevers to J.C. Tremblay. Veteran Tremblay out to center ice. Now Gusev to Valery Harlamov, one of the superstars of '72. Harlamov swings across the Team Canada line, being watched by Stapleton, centers it out, and Tremblay played it away to the corner. Picked up by 16, Petrov, getting set, the relay from Mikhailov. Mikhailov centering it, and now Cheevers pounces on it. There'll be no further play. As McKenzie greets Mikhailov with a hostile gesture in behind the goal.
Watch the finishing of the check here.
Canada goal, scored by number 16, Bobby Hull. Assist number 7, Andre Lacroix.
Throws it in front, and not a chance. There's nothing but Canadian sweaters there. And they, too, when they do control the puck, often give it to a red sweater instead of a white. And really, there's no excuse for it at all.
They've given McKenzie an assist on the third goal scored by Bobby Hull, and there'll be another face-off now. Cheevers taking no chances with the Soviets buzzing around his goal crease. By the way, you have the two creases there, the WHA crease and the international hockey crease. And there's Gordie Howe. He's back in street clothes now, and obviously all through for tonight with rib injuries. Tough break for a guy who wanted to play so badly in this series. We're not sure how long he'll be out. Here is McKenzie in the corner against Gusev. Gusev winning it, working it up the boards. Now McKenzie getting it again, being bumped by Gusev, relays it across, intercepted by Mikhailov to Gusev. Now Boris Mikhailov at the Team Canada line. Across to Petrov, to Harlamov, ridden off nicely by Bobby Hull. Tremblay to Lacroix. Left side, back for Tremblay, too far. Hull picks it up. Pass for Lacroix, could not get it to him. And here is Valery Harlamov at the Team Canada line. Fakes the shot. Puck still loose there. Bobby Hull comes up with it. Hull, center ice pass for Lacroix off his stick. And Gusev has it for the USSR with 8.5 minutes gone in the second period, and Team Canada leading 3-0. Harlamov. Lebedev. Lebedev got turned around by himself and gave the puck to Mike Walton. Walton, one-on-one over the Soviet line. In the clears. Taken down. Is going to be a penalty as Mike Walton was home free. It's a delayed penalty. Play is going right on. Team Canada has pulled the goalie out. Now finally he realizes the official and calls the play. The official let that play go right on.
You know, over the years...
We'll get back in just a moment, Howie, with the score of Canada 3 and the Soviets nothing. This is game 2 from Toronto.
There's a great try here by Walton. And look at this. Yes, it certainly is a penalty shot. He had him beat and was bringing the puck around to get a good play on Trechuk. Now watch here. This Walton just using his explosive speed. And look, go around that Russian, and the Russian had the edge. Oh, no doubt about it. That's a good call by the official.
Vasiliev took him down, and this is a first for Canada-Russia hockey, a penalty shot. And Mike Walton is going to take the penalty shot here 9 minutes into the second period. It was Walton who, as you saw, had the clear break on goal. And now he's just catching his breath and getting ready to take this shot. Now, why the official indicated a delayed penalty, allowing Team Canada to pull their goalie and allow the Russians to cross the Canadian line before finally calling it, we don't know. But it is a penalty shot.
Well, I hope somewhere along the line we have that last shift played by Bobby Hull. I've seen the gentleman play a lot of just great hockey, but he made 4 checks. He had 2 tries on the goal, and all his effort was coming back. All right, let's watch Walton take this penalty shot. This is sort of a dream come true. You and I were talking prior to the start of the game.
The puck's at center ice. Walton moves up to it now, and let's watch. Walton alone on Trechuk. Blocked by Trechuk. He went for the slap shot.
I really thought he was going to give him the big deke. Watch how far Trechuk's out of the net. I watched Mike take penalty shots. Look at here. Tretiak at the top of the crease, pretty tough to put it in. You'd have to put it between his legs. But all during the practices that I've watched since joining the tour, Walton's walked in the goalkeeper, give the fake, taken the puck to his backhand and tucked it upstairs. If he'd have tried it there, it might have worked.
So Tretiak beats Walton. The score remains 3-0. Face-off to the right of the Soviet goal. Serge Bernier on the ice with Hul, Mahavlich, Schmier, and Rick Smith. Shadrin on the face-off for the USSR. He's got Yakashev out there with him and Lebedev. Shadrin comes away with it now to Yakashev. Right side relay for Shadrin, number 19. Back for Yakashev. Yakashev carries on against Mahavlich, works the puck around in behind the Team Canada goal, swings it in front of the crease. It is loose there. Cheevers has to go by the goal. They pile up. It's cleared way back here. Here's a drive blocked by number 17, Rick Smith, and Bernier right there too, as Cheevers was out of position. Schmier takes a run in the corner. There's going to be a penalty, I believe. The Soviets carrying on, pulling their goalie. It is blocked. Tretiak now leaves it there. The Soviets on the delayed penalty still have that puck until Team Canada touch it. On the right side, in across the line is Lebedev. Lebedev gets it across to Petrov. Petrov back to number 5, Lyapkin, and finally Mahavlich has it, and the penalty will be called against Team Canada. With the score, Canada 3 and the Soviets nothing. This is Game 2 from Toronto.
2 minutes for slashing. Time.
Frank Mahavlich gets the penalty for slashing for Team Canada at 9:44 of the second period. So the Russian power play becomes operative again. It was not Schmier with a slamming check in the corner, but Mahavlich for something out in front of the goal. Backstrom out on the penalty-killing team with Markow, Tremblay, and Stapleton. Valerie Harlemo coming up across the line, trying to split that defense, could not do so, and Tremblay plays it out. Race for the puck in there. Markow's offside. Backstrom has to wait. Now he swings in with Howe. Too far for Backstrom. Still there. Ralph Backstrom has a call behind him. Gets the shot now, and Tretiak. Rebound. Backstrom again off the side of the goal. 3 great scoring chances while Team Canada was short-handed. Gusev on the right side for Petrov inside the Team Canada line. Down for Mikhailov. Too far. Pat Stapleton now will try to slow things down in the corner. Lost it. Stapleton again has it with Tremblay. Tremblay helps him out and works it out of there. J.C. Tremblay will now take some time, looping around in his own zone. Back to Pat Stapleton. We have a minute left in the Frank Mahavlich penalty. It is relayed down in behind the Soviet goal. What great scoring opportunities there just a moment ago in front of Tretiak. Mikhailov lost it to Bruce McGregor. He's going into a break. McGregor shoots. Tretiak stops. The rebound is out there. Finally picked up by number 16, Petrov. Wide open end-to-end hockey on this Russian power play attack. Harlemo across. Vasiliev shoots. Blocked by Jerry Cheevers. Good save off to the corner. 25 seconds left now on the penalty. Petrov. Open wing pass for Harlemo. Well, off Bruce McGregor back to center ice. The Soviets look a bit disheartened right now. They haven't got the zing that previous Soviet power plays have shown us on tours of Canada. Mikhailov just leaves the puck right there. They're even changing on the go now. They've given up on this attempt to score as Frank Mahavlich is back on the ice. 8 minutes and change left in the second period. 3-0 Team Canada. It is shot by Henderson down the ice for an icing call.
I'm going to borrow a phrase from your football buddy. They split the seam on that power play, and the Canadian team, when they're killing the penalty, just has to slip the player furthest from the puck into the middle because the Russians walking through the middle, and the only good scoring chance they had in that last 2 minutes was when they just did just that, put a man through the middle.
That's about how Coach Jackson would call it, Howie. Here's the face-off now. Bobby Hull brings it out of the pass to McKenzie. Hopped over his stick. McKenzie shoots it down as the linesman got in the way. Took a tumble there. Pass right in front for the crowd. Oh, again, Tretiak with a super save for the Soviets. Schmier keeping it in. All around that goal. The Soviet defense totally disorganized and knocked off balance. McKenzie cuffed number 3 Luchenko as he went by. Johnny McKenzie Turned around finally by Kuznetsov, and the Soviets break out to center ice. Kapustin, number 8, on the left wing with Kodev and Maltsev. Stick check by Paul Schmier, and back comes Team Canada. Lacroix with McKenzie. Left side, Bobby Hull feeding it across just behind him. And number 29, Kotov, has it for the USSR as Team Canada will change now. Offside on that check inside the line with Lacroix trapped. 7:18 remaining. Bobby Hull with 2 goals the other night, 1 tonight, and 1 assist, has 4 points. He with Lacroix and McKenzie, that line, the top scoring performers in the series with a total of 4 points apiece. The Soviets, well, Harlamov has 2 points. He's the best on the USSR side. 3-0 with 7:18 remaining in the second period at Maple Leaf Gardens. Face-off now for Bernier against Shadrin. Number 5, Lyapkin. Pass hopped over a stick on the far side of the blue line to Ricky Lee. Lee works it down to the Russian zone. Sagankov, veteran of the U.S. for the Olympic and the World Championships for the USSR. Now it's coming up after that great body check to Shadrin. Lebedev has his shot blocked by a sprawling Brad Selwood. Loose beside the goal in front of goal. Number 15, the veteran Alexander Yakashev breaks Cheever's bid for a shutout.
Well, it had to come sooner or later, and you get the feeling now, at least I'm getting the feeling, that Canada is trying to make the score 4-0 or 5-0, but they get a lucky bounce here, and again, in front of the net is not covered. We send 3 fellas in behind, and Yakashev just too good a hockey player not to keep off the score sheet.
He's playing with a hip injury and also a suspected shoulder injury. For a while was a doubtful starter. He's come on to be as strong as ever tonight. Yakashev makes it 3-1. Here's a break for Paul Henderson alone. He shoots, and Tretiak robbed him again. 13:09, the time of that goal. Shadrin set it up for the Soviet Union for Yakashev. In the corner, they'll freeze the puck. 6:33 to play in the second period.
Don, we can't miss too many like that. For the number of chances we've had, we're not making intelligent plays when we go in and Tretiak. Henderson held him there. All he had to do was bring it to his backhand and put it in, but he shot it right at Tretiak. And I think the last 3 times that we've had good scoring opportunities, we've made Tretiak look good. Now it's 3-1, and we get down a little bit or get caught in the change or get a foolish penalty. It's 3-2, and we're right back in the ball game. Fellas have to toughen up or get that 4th goal and get it quick.
McGregor shot wide off the draw. Now he gets a second chance, fed from Tremblay. A relay for Paul Henderson. He could not connect on it. Number 16 is Petrov, moving up for the USSR. Mikhailov on the right side works away from Stapleton, who finally hits the puck with a high stick, and they whistle it down. Mr. Kalagin and the Soviet officials in behind the USSR bench. Knowing his team needs more than the 1 goal, but perhaps that goal will spark them now. Not from the Soviet team we've seen in previous games. Again, Henderson getting a long lead pass. Feeds it back. Here is Walton alone, and he's robbed again by Tretiak. He will dream about Tretiak in the form of nightmares tonight.
Hey, maybe he is that great. Look at this body check. Isn't that something else?
Over the top. Henderson going down. Then Walton getting the chance. Another chance. And Tretiak beat him again. Well, like the other night, this game, without Tretiak's great work and perhaps a little erratic shooting, would be a total runaway, Howie. Now here's Harlamov moving it out for the USSR. Gets it out to center ice, gets bumped by Rick Smith. Harlamov gives him Lacroix a return check there, took him down. Bobby Hull, a little bit behind him, now chops it down to Tretiak. Vasiliev, number 6, with it for the Soviet Union. Gusev. Well, he can't control it very well either. And now Bobby Hull will have to wait for Johnny McKenzie to come out. He does. Fires it across the line. Here's Lacroix getting set. Right at Tretiak's stick. Low drive. Did not get a full piece of that puck. Now here's Petrov. Left side. Circling in front for Harlamov. He was covered by Bobby Hull. Vasiliev. Petrov left it there for Paul Schmier. We've got about 5:15 to play in the second period. 3-1 Team Canada. Here's Hull to Lacroix. Shooting blocked by Vladislav Tretiak once again. Pass captured by Kapustin. Over on the right side. Now in the middle for Vasiliev. Swings across the Team Canada blue line. Cheever stops it there. Kapustin checking on Schmier. Almost won the puck. Now Bobby Hull has it. Hull against Mikhailov. Sticks go high behind the goal. Play goes right on. Back to the point. They can't trap it. It'll slide down the ice, but will not go far enough to be called for icing. Indication of a delayed penalty against Team Canada here from the referee. We did not catch the infraction, but the Russian goalie is coming out. Kapustin now on the attack to Maltsev. Maltsev bumped by Schmier, carries on in the corner, centers it right at the crease there, and Cheevers hangs on. And the penalty is going to be against Team Canada. Looks like Lacroix coming off. Did you see the infraction, Howie?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sitting here shaking my head about that goaltender. You know, it's...
Well, Bobby Hull was in some rough stuff back in the corner just about the time the penalty was called, but the penalty goes to number 7, Andre Lacroix. Here he is against Mikhailov. Hello there. I'm Bobby Hull.
And how did Lacroix get the penalty?
It happened elsewhere.
Canada penalty to number 7, Andre Lacroix. 2 minutes for high sticking.
High sticking is the
time 15:39.
At 15:39. Now from the face-off, they work it out across the line. Down went Mark Howe, sandwiched. And Yakushev, the scorer of the only Soviet goal tonight, now swings away from Mark Howe. He got just a piece of him. He's at center ice, at the blue line, being hounded there by Ralph Baxton, who got it away from him, and they shoot it back down the ice to Sagankov. Soviets trailing 3-1. 3:50 left in the period. 1:25 and the penalty to Andre Lacroix. Here is Yakushev across the line with Lebedev. Pass to Lebedev. Cheevers coming way out. They pass it right in front to Shadrin over his stick as Cheevers was out of the goal. Here's Shadrin. Yakushev waiting to make the play. And it's intercepted and shot away by Mark Howe. 1 minute left now in the Team Canada penalty. Sagankov, the veteran Soviet defenseman, across the line as the defense backs in. Yakushev across to Lebedev. Lebedev the play, and a shot just wide by Lyapkin. Lyapkin again for the USSR. Setting, passing it, deflected. Stavelin got a piece of it, and now here's Paul Henderson with Bruce McGregor. Cross the line, long shot. Rebound! Oh, just missed it skating in. Shadrin feeds it ahead to Lebedev. Too far for Yakushev. 25 seconds to go in Lacroix's penalty. And off the center boards on the stick of Sagankov. Got away from Bruce McGregor. Steps inside the line. Soviets changing on the go now, late in this power play. Lyapkin to Sagankov. Almost out, but he traps it there. On the right side, taking lots of time to set it up, is Kapustin. Back to Sagankov. And the penalty is now expired. Lacroix is on the ice. McGregor chops at it. Lacroix comes to pick it up and starts up the left side into the center ice area against Sagankov. Could not get there in time. We have just over 2 minutes to play in the second period. 3-1 for Team Canada is the score. Maltsev now inside the line. Getting it back for Kotov. Kotov. And a pass go through some legs into the corner of the Soviets. Right in front. Here's Kotov, and Cheevers stopped him right there. Down the ice is a free pass for Mike Walton. Taken down in the corner by Sagankov as Team Canada now will change. The Hull line is coming out. And play is whistled down for an offside pass back inside the blue line. Our overall performance game recorder indicates that in terms of passing and checking and shots, Ricky Lee and Brad Selwood have done their job. They rate them +2 on the night so far. There's Johnny McKenzie, a big contributor to this cause in 1974 with his hustle and desire and his performance on the line with Bobby Hull. Andre Lacroix at center. Smith and Schmier on defense now with a minute and a half approximately left in the second period. Vladimir Luchenko plays it for Kotov on the right side, broken up by Hull. Maltsev wins it. Hull rides him out. Leaves the puck there for Paul Schmier. Schmier in trouble beside his goal, got away from Maltsov. Now watches Kotov. Comes up the right side of the pass to McKenzie, and that's chopped back in behind the goal as Team Canada wait to organize properly. Get it to the line, but Kuznetsov keeps it in. Down to the corner for Maltsev. Off the skate of Schmier back behind the goal. Schmidt goes down. Schmier will hang on now. He's bumped and knocked down by Maltsev. There'll be no further play. Players can have words, but it's tough to understand each other, Howie.
Well, I think Team Canada is playing it pretty smart here. They're just keeping that puck around the outside, and they're not sending anybody out to try to make that long pass. So there's a pretty good check after the whistle. Taking a page out of Canada's book. Well, we've got the Rusty talking to himself.
And a line change as the Lacroix McKenzie Hull unit will go to the bench. We have 1 minute and 1 second to play in the second period. 3-1, Team Canada leads. Bernier, Mahavlich, and Houle with Tremblay and Stapleton out there now. Vasiliev lost it to Frank Mahavlich in the center ice area. Bouncing puck ahead for Houle now. Chops it down the left boards. Houle overplaying on the wrong wing there. Played it inside the line. Now Gusev, number 2, ahead to 6, Vasiliev. Vasiliev's pass broken up by the big M, Frank Mahavlich. Serge Bernier almost had it taken away by Vasiliev. Now he plays it over to Pat Stapleton and back to Bernier. Checked again in there by the Soviet forecheckers. Harlamov missed the pass out. Now plays whistled down. Another high stick. They're going to have a face-off at the top of the face-off circle beside Jerry Cheevers with 30 seconds remaining. Vladimir Petrov will take the face-off for the USSR. He's got Mikhailov, 13 on his right. Harlamov, 17 on the left. Bernier, Houle, and Mahavlich for Team Canada. Bernier got it out to the blue line, held in there. The relay across, an open pass missed. Here's Houle behind the Team Canada goal now. 20 seconds to play in the period. Tipped by Mahavlich down the ice. Bernier sent in there to cover number 2, Gusev. Houle. Mahavlich overskates it. Soviets bumping at center ice. Harlamov down the left wing now. Could not beat J.C. Tremblay. We have 5 seconds left. Here's a break for Bernier. He can get his balance to get away a shot. He shoots. Tretiak hangs on at the buzzer to end the second period. Another of the many, many scoring chances that Team Canada has failed to cash in on, Howie, in this period. Serge Bernier.
Just look at him outfight the Russian for the puck here. And he gets a good shot away if he draws it. This is our problem, that Tretiak is moving out on us, knowing that our options are really cut short. Now watch Tretiak stay at the top of the crease. He knows that his defenseman is going to keep him busy, not going to give him a chance to draw the puck. And look how he goes down and spreads the leg out. Just a great save.
One of many made by Tretiak in this game and in this series. With the score, Canada 3 and the Soviets 1. This is Game 2 from Toronto.